big expansion packs. So we have the Modifier pack and the Track pack. If you're not familiar with Trial by Trolley, definitely go check out my video on the base set and all the Kickstarter components and all that things. But essentially what it is you have two different teams of players that are going to be playing cards down. That you're playing cards down with like a character or something that's going to be on a railroad track with a train coming towards it. And then Team A is going to be playing down a couple of their cards. Team B will be playing down their cards. Then you play one like bad card. So you have like kind of good things like, I don't want you to run these things over. It could be like a sweet little puppy, a group of kindergartners, something like that, your grandma. And then each team will play a bad card on somebody else. So this could be Hitler or a pedophile to try and sway it the other way. And that's the Track pack. And then the other thing that each player gets to play is they have modifier cards, which they can play anywhere. They can play on their own stuff. They can play on one of the opponents. And it's to try and mess things up. And it could be something like, but you'll get $1 billion, like if you run this person over. Or it could be, will cause untold havoc. Or will, if you run this thing over, it'll, blow up this building or something. So that's kind of the gist of it. Is you're trying to do as one team, you're trying to sway the third group of people, who would be the conductor at the time, which is usually one person, and you kind of rotate around so that way everyone has to play against each other, or however you decide to do it. And each team is trying to convince whoever's the conductor at the time not to run over their side or to run over the opponent's side. So they're going to play cards that they might think, good cards I think will appeal to the conductor, bad cards I think will like maybe counteract the other player's good cards, and the modifiers one way or the other to disrupt them. So we have two 100-card expansions for this game. The black one is just the modifier, that's just these white back ones. And the red one is all the track cards, which are separated in bad cards and good cards. Now, this is, it's not heavily statusing up. This game is already a mature game. It is, there's going to be images, graphics, words, things like that. Just the concept of the game is you're picking who to run over with a train. Not meant for children. Not meant for work. Don't play it around your grandma. Keep your sound down when you're playing this video. Whatever. So just saying that. And then what I'm going to do is something a little bit different. Is because the modifier tracks are just words. And the trolley ones are mainly just pictures. They'll have like a picture of like a group of kids or Nickelback or something like that. So rather than doing a long video of just me reading off word cards or just me doing track cards, I'm going to do both at the same time. So I'm going to do like one track, one modifier, one track, one modifier. So that way maybe keep the videos from getting as boring. Or maybe I'll lay like a couple out in a row or whatever. I'll probably just do one each. But just, yes, modifiers only, tracks only. So if you don't really care about the modifier cards, they're not interesting you, don't buy them. Just buy the tracks. You don't like any of the tracks, but you thought the game needed more modifiers, just buy the modifiers. Don't like either, why are you watching this video? I had to go. Alright, let's go. So first thing we're going to do is a track card. We'll start with, I'm going to slide these decks off to the side. So we'll start off with one of our, maybe zoom this down a bit. So we have Florida Man. Yeah, my camera's going to be like super shiny. So I'm not going to worry about like, I'll just kind of lay him down, but we'll see what we get. So then someone could play, I just had a nasty threesome with your parents. So I would definitely just, maybe dissuade someone from helping out one of the good cards. We have volunteer doctors in a crisis zone. So this is definitely one that you wouldn't want someone to run over, but someone could play this bad modifier on them. College their genitals the DMV because they take forever. Oh boy. And then the character here, this is because in the main game you have Trolley Tom, who's the one that's driving the trolley, and he's having a crisis of conscience. He's not sure who to run over. This is Tram Sam, who's kind of like the evil version of him, and he's like, I have no problem running everyone over. If you really enjoy these types of things, this is from Happiness and Cyanide, if you can't tell by the artwork, if you're familiar with them. Also, go check out the videos for Trial by Trolley, like for the Kickstarter campaign. They're hilarious. Here we have a bad card. We have a dentist with an oral fixation. And we have, if hit, their death will cause a chain of events leading to the next civil war. I think we'll do a couple more bad ones since I have less good ones. Not your bathroom. Some asshole trying to control where you can and cannot shit. Runs an Etsy store selling human skin lampshades. So I'm going to hope that some of these end up being good ones, because they weren't always all supposed to be bad. An influential politician who will restore democracy to its roots, wherein only white male landowners can vote. There's a bad one. Let's run that guy over. Is actually Michael Vick in disguise. Alright, here's a good track. The foster child who's finally found his permanent parents. Aw, how nice. What mean thing can we say about them? Doesn't believe that the clitoris is real. And obviously, all these don't really line up very well. A guy who pretends to be disabled to get better parking. Oh yeah, run that guy over. Cat calls at literally every woman they see walking down the street. That's probably the same guy. The arsonist who has single-handedly burned down half the Amazon rainforest. Well, that guy's just a dick. Believes literally everything they read on the internet. So that one, it's a good and bad thing. It's not a good thing for someone that does that, but it's not inherently a terrible thing. Here's a good one. An aging sex worker who's just trying to make a living. I mean, it's pouted as a good card, but I suppose you could be it's a bad card, depending on who you are. As long as they live, you will never have another orgasm. A criminal who gets off by drawing penises on priceless works of art. I love how the Mona Lisa has the, Happiness and Cyanide face. That's funny. Uses their dick cheese as salad toppings. They swear it tastes like feta. Ew. I'm gross just reading that one. A YouTuber who makes millions of dollars by day posting anti-Semitic rants. Which I'm not going to say if they're trying to have that look like any specific person or not. That is up to you to decide. Pretends to be a gynecologist for the sick puss. Tram Sam, you're a terrible human. Here's a good one. A vial containing disease that, if released, will shrink everyone's dicks. So, that might not be a good one. And I think sometimes they throw the good ones, bad stuff into the good ones. Just to mess with you. Owns the world's lowest rated horse brothel. I don't even want to imagine what a horse brothel is. An entitled boomer demanding to speak to your manager. Oh, jeez. Calm down, Karen. What do we got here? For as long as they live, everyone will laugh at your jokes and find you irresistibly attractive. So there's a good one. Now imagine if that was with the Karen one here. I really should have these almost flipped around. But would you be willing to run her over if that was the thing, right? Here's your moral dilemma. The person who invented anti-homeless benches. Homeless, please do have a seat. I think that's an anti-everyone bench at this point. Just took a huge shit in the city's water supply. Divinely sexy, Jesus Christ. That's, I'm just gonna leave that one there. Is piloting a drone to bomb the Syrian preschool right now. An angry goose that has committed shockingly number of war crimes. I know, it's the untitled goose. Struck again. They're the reason your next family reunion will turn into an orgy. A tattoo artist who specializes in swastikas. That's a interesting place to get a tattoo. We can't explain why, but you find them insanely attractive. Uh-oh, you're getting horny right now just looking at them. A poor orphan struggling to survive an unforgiving world. Killed millions of people during the Trolley Wars. The Trolley Wars. A fake oncologist who does it because because they love to feel needed. Has control over the weather and is actually caused behind climate change. Whoa, what a dick. A guy who hunts pet cats for the thrill of it. Yeah, so for all these bad people, I don't think I'd have a problem hitting with a train. Or a trolley. Won't stop trying to suck your toes. Again, I guess this could be a good or bad one, depending on your fetishes, you know. Thoughts and prayers. The world's first effective batch of thoughts and prayers on their way to the site of the most recent national tragedy. Oh. Will make you fuck your mother and then stab your eyes out. A bunch of violent criminals who just escaped from an ultramax prison. Keeps giving your pets alcohol even though they aren't old enough. Yeah, because that's the issue. All the homophobic people on Earth. If hit, will pull Earth off its gravitational orbit and into the trajectory of the sun. Bummer. It's basically killing that guy would kill everyone. The owner of the world's most profitable kiddie porn site. Leaves a snail trail of cum behind them wherever they go. Ew. It's gross. Alright, here's a nice good one. Let's bring our spirits back up. I don't think that's what we wanted. All the child brides of an aging polygamous patriarch. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the kids, but this is just also interesting with some of these cards. Like this is because of these modifiers. So, like, let's pick our next modifier. Doesn't believe women, anything about them. You can actually specifically select this person instead of the card itself. So that can actually make it like, oh, it's specifically that guy, but he's not on the track. But if there's multiple people, you can kind of, so it's a little interesting. All the baby boomers who are going to vote in the next big election. Will literally drown you in pussy. I mean, I guess you would die, wouldn't you? If you're literally drowning. World's most popular dog meat food truck. I don't know if I can focus in enough that you can see what those say. There we go. The Doggerito Deluxe, Dogco's Supreme, bottled water, bottled soda. Free hush puppies with purchase of any entree. That's terrible. If hit, the world resets back to year 2000 and none of this ever happened. Oh, I love that one. Alright, a newly discovered fungus that will plant spores in your brain and force you to have sex with your parents. There's a second reference to sex with your parents so far. If hit, their ghost will take up residence in your asshole. I'm not sure what that means. Will I have spooky farts? A high school robotics team experiment with butt stuff. Uh-huh. Well, that's a thing. For as long as they live, you'll eat through your butt and shit out your mouth. That guy can probably get run over. A billionaire who forces their employees to live off food stamps. Sets puppies on fire just to feel something. I kind of speed these up. I got a lot to go through. Everyone who still uses the R word. If you don't know what the R word is, it's not railroad, and I'm not telling you. If left alive, you'll create a human petting zoo and put you in it. Some guy about to kill a bunch of baby seals. Will cut off your nipples while you sleep. Oh, jeez. A claw machine full of innocent babies. I mean, you want to free the babies, but hitting with a trolley might not be the way to do that. So, fossils from the National History Museum to use as sex toys. Oh, they don't call it a Dilophosaurus for nothing, I guess. A crazy professor who gives good grades in exchange for extra credit. Loves to receive oral sex, refuses to give it. A horrible supernatural clown that kills and eats children. Like in It. Killed Jean-Benet Ramsey. I think that's one of them cards I would not be able to play with my gaming groups. I don't think they know who that is. A sex genie who will grant you unlimited sexual wishes if you don't hit them. That's oddly specific. Rips the head off the sexual partners after mating. Hitler's parents. Now's your chance. Has just covered photos of your entire family in their wallet. A balloon containing an airborne disease will kill every kitten on Earth if released. Oh no, not the poor kittens. Just bought a gun, but only uses it for sexual pleasure. Aliens on their way to probe the fuck out of your asshole. You see, again, some people might not consider that a bad card, depending on who you are and your weird fetishes. Has convinced everyone that eating their cum will grant superpowers. It won't. I like that to clarify. No, it won't. Don't do it. A mad scientist on his way to turn your grandma into a human bomb. I mean, at least he's on his way, I guess, and he hasn't done it already. Is really into hentai. Like, really into it. A nuclear power plant by a major city that will be 1,000 times worse than Chernobyl if it hits. You might not want to hit that one. Tries to pick up women at the abortion clinic. A magician who's about to make your genitals disappear. Stiggly-doo, be gone, your pee-pee. Believes that God told them to kill your family. A brand new species of spiders that will crawl into your anus and lay eggs while you sleep. Oh, that's just terrifying. Just came into your home and jerked off all over your clean dishes. There's a lot of masturbation ones in here. These adorable gay penguins at the zoo. Ejaculates pink starbursts. Well, that's different. Your identical twin, about to go on a very public killing spree. Then they might wonder what happens when they kill him and you're still walking around. Will one day marry the person you love most and be a horrible, abusive partner. Everyone you disagree with, just nice and generic, is married to their stepdaughter. The world's most horrifyingly Craigslist orgy. Why are they all wearing luchador masks? That's disturbing. Is on their way to do dirty, but consensual things to your entire extended family. I mean, I guess it's bad, but at least it's consensual. A group of school shooting survivors. Yeah, we don't want to hit them, guys. They've been through enough. It just doesn't understand what's so bad about blackface. Oh boy. An evil doctor building a human centipede made out of babies. Why? Saves all your online data and sells it to Russia. The Bartista who jizzed into your last drink. Just tested positive for COVID-19, refuses to stay at home or cover their mouth when coughing. A depressed teacher who has their entire class of first graders to line up on the tracks. Refuses to acknowledge any American history from before the year 2000. So kids. A man who killed the last unicorn. Aww. Thinks all Irish folk are leprechauns and won't stop stealing their money. An insurance adjuster who's going to charge you with millions of dollars the next time you get sick. So a hospital. Teabags you every time you fall asleep. A judge in a prominent rape trial who doesn't want to ruin a young man's life. I feel like that probably happens more often than it should. Literally thinks with their genitals. Your emotionally distant father figure. Has horrifying barbed penis and is always horny. L. Ron Hubbard, God King of the Universe. Is literally always covered in someone else's blood. A goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus. Oh boy. Has a time machine, only uses to go back and fuck with peasants from medieval times. Everyone in Catholic Church covering up for an abusive sex abuse scandal. For as long as they live, you're flat like a Ken doll down there. The patriarchy. These are just a bunch of dudes, aren't they? Swallowed a button that, if hit, will open the cellar doors to every imprisoned rapist. I don't know why you have that button. All the porn servers on Earth. Performs genital manipulation as a hobby. A corrupt mega church pastor. Pray with your wallets. And he's got a solid gold podium. If the trolley hits them, their body will pop and their juices will get in your eyes and mouth. Ew. animatronics that come to life and try and fuck you. Gets really turned on by trolleys. Desperately wants you to hit them. A clown that turns people into balloon animals. That would be a terrible horror movie. I mean, like, that would suck. Has been cleaning their anus with your toothbrush for years. Oh boy. And I'd set that pose like, what? A group of friends in low-income neighborhoods who fought the odds on all attending college. If killed, will become a murderous ghost and kill all your friends. The owner of a homeless person's fight club for the ultra-rich. Is the leader of a violent extremist militia. The oil executives personally responsible for climate change. Oh, that poor polar bear. Writes popular blog reviewing human trafficking services. I mean, I guess it depends. Are they reviewing them positively or negatively? I mean, there's an argument for that, right? A hitman who specializes in killing journalists. Although hopefully they're, makes $1 million by blackmailing women with revenge porn. A parasitic worm that will one day lay eggs in your genitals. I don't like the one day implication of that. A self-proclaimed bestiality connoisseur. Divine weed grown by Jesus Christ himself. Makes millions by installing hidden webcams in public bathrooms. A giant killer dickworm. For as long as they live, you'll age 5 times as fast. A possessed sex doll. Says they don't have time to vote, and there's no point anyway. A police officer who just murdered innocent POC and is facing no charges. Oh boy. Some trigger warning cards here. For as long as they live, literally no one will love you. The world's most satisfying pimple. Killed your family and fed them during a pie. They were very tasty. Just a stand-up comedian who only does racist impersonations. I'm not racist, but for as long as they live, you'll be cursed with explosive diarrhea. Oh boy, there's the Tram Sam wearing Trolley Tom's hat and beard. I love that one. A used condom salesman. Ew. Just peeled the sting off of 101 Dalmatians. President's pee-pee tapes. I don't even know what that means. I don't want to know what that means. Is on their way to kidnap you and sew you into a human centipede. A chef who puts pubes in every dish. If you kill them, their naked ghost will sing Baby Shark to you for the rest of their life. Oh boy. An Uber driver who just won't shut up and is also a rapist. That one of those is worse than the other. It magically gives Alzheimer's to everyone they make eye contact with. An oil pipeline that will ruin a pristine national park if hit. Why would you put an oil pipeline over the railroad tracks? Just killed 3% of the world's grandparents to save their stock portfolio. All the politicians you agree with. Only talks in racial slurs. Don't worry, everyone. We're getting towards the end. A horny necrophiliac who's going to have a field day after the trolley goes down on the other track. Oh boy. Will pay you $100,000 to piss on them. Affordable health care. Attends funerals and fucks the corpse. Zombies are hungry for genitals instead of brains. Literally won't stop sucking your genitals. The heroic school resource officer who will stop the next school shooting. Wants to wear skin and suit and masturbate in it. Skin like a suit. Harvey Weinstein. Visits children's hospitals and poisons the kids. That's mean. 72 hotties who all want to bang you. Is that against the 72 virgins? Or what's that, Muslims, I believe. I might be wrong. Sticks everything they touch in their asshole. Oh boy. Child climate change protesters. Don't be a fossil fool. There is no planet B. Kills every animal they see. Big pharma agent who makes way too much money getting people addicted to opioids. Been living in a crawl space inside the walls of your home for years. That is several horror movies. A starving child from one of those heartwarming foreign aid commercials. Will take all your innards, fill you up with candy, then knock you around like a piñata. All the anti-vax moms. Covered in their own cum. Clear water on its way to Flint, Michigan. Oh boy. Want you to join their circle jerk. An evil scientist working on strains of smallpox that only kills minorities. Wearing the skin of their last victim. It's like the third card that talked about skinning people. An actual hot single in your area. That's funny. Will beat you up if you don't lick their dirty butt plug. Ew. I'd rather get beaten up. They didn't say they're gonna kill me. The world's horniest goat heading towards a playground. Has dicks for fingers. The lunch line at the systematically disadvantaged elementary school. Just created a real-life Jurassic Park because they've always wanted to fuck a dinosaur. The one person who puts razor blades in the Halloween candy. Slept with your mom once and now wants you to call him daddy. Your genitals. That seems like an easy one to avoid. Just, move. Can only get off on tentacle porn. The guards at a child's concentration camp. Learned everything they know about history from the plaques on the Confederate statues. All the people laid off because of COVID-19. Is patient zero for an antifungal resistant strain of yeast infection. And the last two cards are some guy fucking a sex doll that looks exactly like you. And One day will ascend to heaven and kill God. Alright. Definitely some R-rated stuff. Could be interesting. So if you watch the first video, yeah, there's some odd stuff or maybe some suggestive things in there, but these are definitely more adult-rated. Add them in, or just grab these two piles and play with them by themselves. However you want to do it. Get one deck, get both decks. I mean, if you don't really like the modifiers, but you just like the track part, then just buy the track expansion. There we go. Try it by Trolley. The R-rated modifier expansion packs and track packs. See you guys later. Bye.